Hello and welcome to Crumbs and Doilies and welcome to the Cupcake Jemma channel with me, Gemma. I'm here at the shop and it is getting to be Christmassy time. I mean, it probably is Christmas. Is it Christmas? It's Christmas, and for me, Christmas isn't Christmas without a chocolate orange. I used to, and but maybe still would, if my mum lived with me, would still get a Terry's chocolate orange in the toe of my stocking every year. You know, no real fruit in sight, just chocolate. And I've passed that tradition on to my child, and hopefully it will continue. But Christmas isn't Christmas without a chocolate orange. It's such a Christmassy flavour for me, and I think it is for many of you out there. We thought, wouldn't it be nice if we had a chocolate orange New York cookie to really just, you know, amplify and get all Christmassy. So I'm gonna share that recipe with you today, and it's gonna be great, guys. And I can already smell the oranges because I've got these big juicy babies, and they smell delish. So let's get cracking. Just like any normal New York cookie from Crumbs and Doilies, we always start with very, very cold butter. This has been in the fridge until literally 30 seconds ago, so it's nice and hard. There's 230 grams in there. Pop that into your mixer. Now, if you want, you can try this by hand, but I don't recommend it because it's quite hard to get through that butter and you're gonna need a bit of welly, so I would always use a mixer for this. Then I've got my sugars. So I've got some light brown sugar, 160 grams of that, and 160 grams of caster sugar. Whack that in with your butter. And now this is where we put the orange zest. So I've got myself one of these microplanes. These are the best, in my opinion, the best things to zest any kind of citrus fruit because it gets really, really just the flavorful bit and none of the bitter pith. So I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna just move this out of the way. I'm gonna do this directly into this wobbly bowl. And that way I don't lose any of the oils and stuff. They'll all just go straight in. Now, I've got these gigantic ones, oranges. So I'm just gonna use 2 of them, but if your oranges are a little bit smaller, you could use 3, or maybe even 4 if they're like super small. Or if you wanted to use like clementines or mandarins or satsumas, I mean, I guess like 6, 6 of those guys. Whatever you feel is about the equivalent of this, 2 gigantic oranges. I'm gonna put my paddle back in. Turn the light off accidentally, as per usual. So we're gonna get that going on a low-ish speed, just to break up the butter a bit, get it incorporating a little bit with the sugar. We're not trying to like smush it together or blend it or anything like that. We're just trying to break up the nuggets of butter into smaller nuggets. Right, now it's time for additions. So I've got 180 grams of dark chocolate and also milk chocolate. If you wanted to do all milk chocolate or all dark chocolate, that is fine, you do you. But I like a mixture. Pour that in. I didn't even eat a single one on the way. We're gonna get that going again, just on a low speed. And all of those chocolate chips are gonna keep on breaking up those buttery nuggets. We're not trying to make it into a dough yet, we're just breaking things up. Right, that'll do. Now we've still got some fairly big chunks of butter in there. Do not worry, it's all gonna come together, but we're gonna put our dry ingredients. So in this bowl, I have 300 grams of plain flour, 170 grams of self-raising flour, and 70 grams of cocoa powder. We're not using dark cocoa powder in this case. We wanna keep it kind of like, you know, just regular chocolate, not too intense, because we wanna kind of emulate this vibe, you know. So, whack that in. Ooh. And again, on a low speed, we're just going to let that come to a sort of sandy consistency. And obviously that's tricky with all the lumps and bumps in it, but that's what you're aiming for. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It is rubbly, but sort of like a nice soft holiday sand, the sort you dream of when you go away. It's really nice and sort of soft and cool underfoot. I can't remember the last time I stood on soft sand that wasn't just in a sand pit. But that's what you want, that's what you're aiming for. Now it's egg time. Obviously we need to bind it. This isn't gonna make cookies. So I'm going to be putting in 2 large eggs and then 1 egg yolk. And then get it back on a lowish speed and pour all of those in. And then we're only gonna mix that until it just starts to clump together. We're not trying to make it smooth or anything like that. It's gonna still look lumpy and bumpy and craggy. it's time to do my favourite bit, which is to tip it all out all over the place. Now don't worry if it looks a little bit sort of dusty at the bottom, that is okay. I promise you they'll all turn out great. Any more mixing and you might end up with cookies that spread too much or just look really smooth on top. What we want is that nice craggy look, so this is why we don't kind of over mix, but this is perfect. We are going to weigh out 100 grams of cookie dough for each cookie. So I've got my scales here. Let's see. Oh my God, Nikki, come here.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's literally never happened to me so perfectly. I've only been baking for 20 years. So 100 grams. On the nose, we only ever clunk and click. We clunk. So we're not trying to roll them together or like get them super smooth or perfectly spherical. We want them to be craggy and they'll bake their own way. Like they'll bake into a circle, but we want it to look like this sort of lumpy, clunky mess. It's like a rock. And just pop that into a container and keep going. Can she do it again though? No, she can't. 100! I did it again, oh my God. Right, now all my balls are ready. These need to be frozen for, at the very least, 4 hours. Guys, do not rush this. It needs to be, I mean, ideally overnight, but, or longer. If you just want to have them in your freezer to bake off willy-nilly, then do that, but do not freeze them for any less than 4 hours because they need to be rock solid. Preheat your oven to 190 degrees C and you're going to bake the cookies for 16 minutes, no more, no less. So they've come out of the oven and I left them for about a minute, but while they're still pretty hot, now is the time to put on the Terry's chocolate orange bits or you know, alternative chocolate orange bits if you can't find the OG. I'm gonna just pop one on each cookie and the residual heat is gonna melt those a little bit, which will not only stick it to the cookie, it'll also kind of give it a nice melty shine so that when I eat them, I get it all over my face and make a mess. Oh my goodness, they're so good. It's so good I forget to string a sentence together. But they do look brilliant and they smell really good. And they smell like, to me, they smell like Christmas. You know, you can keep your fur, or you know, what is it, like, you know, like the fur, or like, you can keep your cranberry cinnamon Yankee Candle.
Oh God.
This is what Christmas smells like to me, chocolate orange. Oh, hey. Oh, my God. Well, if you insist, Nikki. Oh, Bob.
You have got chocolate all around your mouth.
Look, listen. It's not going to happen unless this mess happens, so, but I did take 2 big bites, so. The good news for you guys is not only do you now know how to make these, you can actually order them just to arrive. Pre-made, if you live in the UK. So these are going to be available to order from the Crumbs and Doilies website right now, so get over there if you're not inclined to make them yourself. And also they're going to be in the shop all through the festive season. But if you can't get to the shop, of course, you just make them, just follow my instructions. But yeah, I am very excited for you because they are really good. See, that was a nice demure little nibble, wasn't it? Not like the last one, which was outrageous. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I've loved sharing this recipe with you. Thank you to Nikki for providing the recipe. She worked really hard on it. And also thank you to Nikki for filming. And just being my little baking bestie. And thank you.
Thank you everyone and all.
Thank you. Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas.
everyone. Now go away and leave me to my cookie.
Sorry.
Yummy. It is actually really good.